Hello everybody. Today we are going over Packet Tracer Lab 3.5.5 from the Intro to Networks course. And in this particular lab there is no score kept, and yet it's a pretty important lab to understand. The title is Investigate the TCP, IP, and OSI Models in Action. And in this lab we're going to see different elements of the layers of the OSI. And OSI, in case you don't know, stands for the Open Systems Interconnection. I've put a little picture of that model over here. So we have the physical layer at layer 1 and the application layer at layer 7 and all of those in between. And today's lab we're going to see little things moving through the internet as we request information from a web page. So stick with us and we'll learn some things about the TCP and the OSI models. In part 1 of this lab today, we are going to examine HTTP web traffic by visiting a website from our computer that's going to connect to the web server to get some information. But first we need to switch from real-time to simulation mode. So if you look at the bottom right of your screen, you'll see that typically when we start a Packet Tracer lab, we're in real-time mode, but there is this other mode called simulation. I'd like you to click that, and I want you to make sure that you've got your screen organized in such a way, because there's a lot we want to look at, that you can see this part here, and you can also take this part of the screen, this new simulation panel, and you want to expand it wide enough so that you can see the type over here. That's going to be something important we're going to look at. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to select HTTP from the event list filters. But if you look down here at event list filters, it already says HTTP, so we don't really need to change anything. If you ever needed to, you could click Edit Filters and you could select the ones you want there. But we've got what we want. We're focusing on HTTP web traffic in this lab. So we move on to step 2. This is where we're going to generate some web traffic and see what that looks like from an OSI model point of view. So currently you'll see the simulation panel is empty, but there are these 5 columns across the top, and that's what we're going to look for. So we've got to start off first of all by clicking the web client in the far left pane, it says. But what they mean is to click this icon right here, and we want to go to the web browser. So let's go to Desktop, Web Browser, and we're going to generate some traffic by typing this website over here into the URL. So www.osi.local. Let me give you a little tip here. Let's make this a little smaller, this window. Let's see if I can do that. And I want to click top because I don't want it to disappear on me as I'm trying to look at some of the other parts of this lab that are about to happen. So I'm going to scoot this right over here and let's just leave it there for now. So I've typed that website in, and then in part C here you'll see they want us to click Go. So now it's about to do something, but we are in simulation mode, which means we need to go over here into these controls and make it happen one step at a time. So part D here says click capture forward 4 times, and 4 events are going to be added to our simulation panel, and you will also see envelopes appearing here on this part of the screen, and you'll see what I mean. Let's click it 1 time. There's an envelope, and we have an event. 2, 3, and 4. So we hit it 4 times. We've got 4 types of events here. They're all HTTP. Now there are other things going on, but remember we have our filter set just to show us HTTP items. And these are the 4 things that happened, and we saw the visual here of what's going on. They ask us now in step B, look at the web client web browser page. Did anything change? That's this right here. And yes, it says you have successfully accessed the home page for the web server. Okay, now let's move on to step E. Click the first colored square box under the event list type column. So here's the event list, here's the type. They want us to click the first colored square box. So right here, I'm clicking that, and I get this new thing popping up here. It says OSI model PDU information at the device web client. So this is right at my computer using that layered OSI model. Here is information about this first event that happened. So it says the PDU information at the device the web client window displays. In this window, there are only two tabs, the OSI model and the outbound PDU. So OSI and outbound PDU, because this is the start of the transmission. As more events are examined, there will be 3 tabs displayed, adding a tab for inbound PDU details. When an event is the last event in the stream of traffic, only the OSI model and inbound PDU details tabs are displayed. So right now we've got these two. Now it says ensure that the OSI model tab is selected, and it is. Under the Out Layers column, click Layer 7. So under Out Layers, click Layer 7. So I clicked that. What information is listed in the numbered steps directly below the In Layers and Out Layers boxes for Layer 7? So they ask us for details here. What is the destination port value for Layer 4? The destination port is 80. What is the destination IP value for Layer 3? The destination IP value for Layer 3 is 192.168.1.1. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 192.168.1.254. And then what information is displayed at Layer 2 under the Out Layers? And you can see the information right here. Click the Outbound PDU Details tab. Okay, let's move this down a little bit. Information listed under the PDU formats is reflective of the layers within the TCP/IP model. So the information listed under the Ethernet 2 section of the Outbound PDUs tab, so here's Ethernet 2, provides even more detailed information than is listed under Layer 2 on the OSI model. The outbound PDU details provide more descriptive and detailed information. So there's even more information here. You can see that if I move down, I can see even more information. The values under Destination MAC and Source MAC within the Ethernet 2 section of the PDU details appear on the OSI model under Layer 2. So we've got a Destination MAC. So in Part G, we're on the Outbound PDU Details page, and it says the information listed under the Ethernet 2 section of this tab provides even more detailed information than is listed under Layer 2 on the OSI Model tab. So let's take a look at that here. Here's the Ethernet 2 section right here at the top. Then here's IP. Okay, let's look at Ethernet 2. And you can see that we've got some MAC address here for the destination and for the source. If you go over to the OSI model and look at Layer 2, it's got the 2 MAC addresses, but it doesn't tell you the details about which one is the destination and which one is the source. So then it asks us, what is the common information listed under the IP section of the PDU details as compared to the information on the OSI model? And that is the source and destination IP address. Those are both here. That's some common information. And then it says, what is the common information listed under the TCP section? We've got the source port, we've got the destination port. Those are the important parts there. Then it says in Part H, click the next colored square box under the event list. So we were on the first one. Let's click the next one. Only layer 1 is highlighted now. It's the only one active during this particular part of the process because the device is moving the frame from the buffer and placing it onto the network. Now it says advance to the next HTT box within the event list and click the colored square box. So let's do the third one now. This window contains both in layers and out layers. You can see here. Notice the direction of the arrow directly under the in layers column. It's pointing upward, indicating the direction the data is traveling under the layers column. It is pointing upward, indicating the direction the data is traveling. Scroll through these layers, making note of the items previously viewed. At the top of the column, the arrow points to the right. This denotes that the server is now sending the information back to the client. So let's move this window out of the way so you can see what they're talking about with the up arrows in the display here, indicating the direction that things are traveling in. And then it says to take a look at these different, so it says to take a look at the different layers that are being used here and click the inbound and outbound PDU details tab. And we can see what's available here. Outbound, you can see what's available there. Then it says click the last colored box. I had moved my simulation panel a little bit and now it's not showing them anymore. So we'll stretch that out a little bit. Let's click on the last one and see what's available to us now. And we have two tabs here. We've got OSI model and inbound PDU details. Okay, moving on to part 2, display elements of the TCP/IP protocol suite. We will use the packet tracer simulation mode to view and examine some of the other protocols comprising of the TCP/IP suite. So step 1, view additional events. Close any open PDU information windows. So let's get rid of this window right here. In the event list filters, visible events section, click show all none. So see this button right here? We're going to click on that. What additional types are displayed? We've got it on none right now, so let's click it again so we can see them all. Look at all the different types of events that we can look at. And look at what has happened here in the simulation panel. Now we see a whole set of other types of events happening. Notice the 4 HTTP events that we saw before. Mine are purple. I think sometimes those colors are different. So you can see all those different types. Click the first DNS event in the type column. So here is the first DNS event. Explore the OSI model and PDU detail tabs. See, we've got 2 tabs right now. Note the encapsulation process. As you look at the OSI model tab with layer 7 highlighted, a description of what is occurring is listed below. So some of this information can become very important. So in the OSI model, you'll see I'm clicked on layer 7. And down here it says the DNS client sends a DNS query to the DNS server. If you click on other layers, it will give you other types of information. Here are the outbound PDU details. So click the outbound PDU details tab. What information is listed in the name field? So let's look for the name field. It's right down here in the DNS query section. Name, it's that website that we had typed in the address for. Click the last DNS info colored square box in the event list. So let's look for the last one that says DNS over here. That would be this one right here. Out pops this information window here. At which device was the PDU captured? And it says right here, at device web client. What is the value listed next to address? So what is the device listed next to the address? What is the value? So now in the inbound PDU details, let's click on that and let's answer this next question. What is the value listed next to address in the DNS answer section? Okay, let's find that. Here's the DNS answer section. And the address is 192.168.1.254. All right. Next, find the first HTTP event in the list and click the colored square box next to that. So we'll go back over to here to our simulation panel. Here's our first HTTP event. Oh, and then it says, and click the colored square box of the TCP event immediately following that one. So this is the one that we want. Highlight layer 4 in the OSI model. Here's OSI model tab, layer 4. In the numbered list directly below the in layers and out layers, so over here, what is the information displayed under items 4 and 5? And here they are. Next step. Moving through all of these items. Part G, click the last TCP event. Let's go find the last TCP event. Highlight layer 4 in the OSI model tab. Here it is. Examine the steps listed directly below in layers and out layers. And you can see what is the purpose of this event based on the information provided in the last list. And it is closing the connection, because look at here. The device sets the connection state to closed. Challenge questions here. It says, based on the information that was inspected during the packet tracer capture, what port number is the web server listing on the web request? And it is port 80. And what is the web server listening on for a DNS request? It shows a layer 4 destination of port 53. Okay, that ends today's lab. I'll see you in the next packet tracer lab.